Okay, Orianna taking out Orianna Ashe, so same bans from Hanwha. T1 is going to pick the blue side once again, so they've taken blue side both these games. They are banning the Jinx versus Viper. Yeah, so it must be Senna, so that's why they're banning Tahm Kench, but it'll be Senna into Zeri most likely. Yep, Senna, Zeri should be picked here by Viper, I would assume. Gonna take the Nautilus and the Sejuani. But I think this is probably just Zeri on R3. Twisted Fate coming through again. Apparently there's really... Or maybe it's Rek'Sai. Maybe it's Rek'Sai on R3. Nope, Zeri. Okay. So Lee Sin was banned out last game. Long been one of Owner's best champion, but he has not been good on it this split.
They needed to deny the Nautilus, and Viper is really good at Zeri, so I guess that's the angle that they're going to go.
So T1 should ban Rek'Sai. Yep, they ban Rek'Sai. We're going to ban Talia.
Like to see something else just because.
Okay, so you might be like, why are they banning Ornn? Okay, so when you have Senna, so first off, Keria has already played Ornn, but what you want to do is farm a champion, right? So Nautilus is taken, right? So Naut is taken, and then Tahm Kench is banned, and now Ornn is banned. So what are they going to farm here on Senna? Now, Keria has played Sion with Senna in the past. So I would imagine it's going to be Sion. Might be Rumble. Rumble Senna doesn't sound very good, though. Rumble? One thing that we've seen from T1 in the past is that they actually do the kind of psychotic Sion Senna combo, which is that you Senna root a minion, and then you use Sion to launch it into your opponents and get the Senna root on them, which is a very fun combo that they can do.
Because I feel with Sejuani, of course, Azir here, it doesn't feel amazing with the Sejuani, but it does.
So they're banning the Yone, which Viper likes to play into Azir, but the Ahri is still up and the Azir is still up. It's probably Azir for Zeka. Yeah.
Lee Sin picked up, so there's a lot of different picks.
What is Faker going to play? He's going to play Corki again. I mean, he was doing well in lane in this matchup.
Slam down a late game scaling pick. I like this pick a lot more.
Graves? Dude, Graves sent a...
Graves being hovered right now.
Can he play Cassante in bot lane and farm? That might be interesting.
Cassante Senna. That is an option. The Sion is obviously what we were expecting. But Cassante would be an interesting one. Still,
Sion. Okay.
Is just a brick wall.
It's already been played by Keria this season, so that's not surprising. This is something that T1 has already done.
End up doing some cool interactions with the Senna root, where you just punt a minion at the Zeri.
Yep. That's what Wolf is talking about, is the silly interaction. All right, so top lane Jax trying to dodge out some of the Twisted Fate cards.
Twisted Fate, obviously the Twisted Fate outranges you, can stun you if the
Monty, if HLE gets MSI, how well would they do? Pretty well. I mean, they're very good at team fighting, guys, and they're a very good macro team. Senacho would be good for it. T1 has played that before. I think you'd have a hard time actually using the silence here. Maybe not against Sejuani and Jax, but they had to pick before they knew the Jax was coming, so. I mean, so here we go. Hanwha. Now this duo, Sejuani Jax, is going to be quite scary for ganks onto Twisted Fate in the top side. Super good kill pressure in the 2v2. So that's nice to have. Should be, we're just scaling in the bot lane. Nothing too exciting there. But top side looks like we might have a lot of action.
Follow-up is coming through, like Peanut comes over, but it's really difficult to deal with Counter-Strike when ganks do come towards the top side. And Owner will have to play a little bit towards bottom side, I think, in the early stages of this game.
Silence destroys Zeri because you can't auto-true, but you actually have to hit the silence.
The Sion pick makes it a little bit tougher, but if you don't end up getting a knock-up on
it's not that long range. I think it's not that hard to play around for pro players.
It's so incredibly hard to pilot here as T1 that I do really like this draft from Hanwha a lot, as once again, here the Senna value
Is Senna that big of a pick for T1? It has been a very strong pick for T1.
They didn't get it with the Nautilus. They didn't get the
Great to see you start each game with a breakdown of the stakes patch, key win cons. Something Thorin always mentions about your streams, and I agree. Oh, thank you. Yeah, well, we try and provide context.
There's my goat right there.
Because I know not everybody watches all of the games, and so you might not know that, like, Senna Scion has actually been played already this season by T1.
Once again in the second draft.
I kind of agree. I do think that Senna is just like really, really strong, and giving Carrier more power with all that extra gold on the Scion, even if it is, you know, a step below something like the Nautilus that we have seen find so much success, I think it is still a danger here. Hanwha Life Esports have put themselves together a decent comp, but I'm looking at that top side, see whether that Jax can actually find some value against the Twisted Fate.
Going to the series, I agree that HLE would win now and T1 win the rematch, but after this series, I'm not too sure about that. I don't know. T1's very good at adapting and bouncing back. They didn't look like they were going to win Worlds either, and then went on a giga heater, so...
T1 fans are extraordinarily loud today. We're not even on their side of Wall Park. I'm normally completely trolled by the fact, I'm like, whoa, they're so loud, but that's because we're on their side. No, they're on the other side, and it was almost deafening.
Well, there's also T1 fans on the Hanwha side, as it turns out. There's no rule where you have to, like, indicate your fandom, and then you can never sit on the other side, but there's just so many T1 fans that does happen. As Keria is doing the dance here. I don't know what to call that, but it's the correct skin.
It is a bit Pacific Rim vibed. I do like that, as he can become a choo-choo train, and that is the most important thing.
I've never picked any Scion skin that wasn't that one, ever. Not even once.
I'm a big Lumberjack fan. Do really like the Lumberjack skin, but it is less cool when...
I had this channel a few weeks ago because your stream is very informative. Oh, and because your roasts are hilarious. Good. I'm glad you're having a good time. Hope you all are. Be sure to follow the channel on Twitch and subscribe over on YouTube, please. I've already talked about T1 and DDoS. Yeah. I mean, I think it is pretty legit. So... We'll talk more about it on the shows this week, no doubt.
Try to look for a smite fight into your favor, shore up some of the weaknesses this comp has around objective control early. Yep. Or packages become a big relevant thing that Faker can utilize. As now 8 wins for Zeka on this Azir. I think he's really turned around his Azir play since 2022. You know, starting with Worlds. As you got Guma.
There you go. There's Guma's Senna win streak, 17 games. 1 in a row since 2022 MSI.
Has never lost a game of Senna, including internationals.
Oh, he's never lost a game. Very impressive. I mean, a lot of this is because Keria farms and Keria is super good, so you know, Keria's the best non-support support player in the world. So having that is kind of OP.
Kind of considered the Senna team. Like they played Senna Wukong at MSI.
Yeah.
They just do whatever they want with it. But this is definitely going to be a comp that can run into issues here. As once again, Owner's going to put the pressure onto Peanut here on red buff.
Yeah, he is going to interrupt the resonating strike quite nicely there as Peanut, but still going to lose out on this trade pretty hectically. And the red buff going to lose interest. You can see Owner now moving on over. And Peanut.
Peanut?
Ooh,
Peanut. Wow, Peanut playing with fire. Peanut playing with fire there. He does force Owner's smite, though.
The fact that the Lee Sin is still in the area, but I don't think Peanut's going to be able to do too much about it. Might need to just move over to the other side. As Zeka down to 200 health here in the mid lane as well. Not going to be a whole lot of help with this battle in the jungle occurring.
Yeah, Delight roaming.
Okay, Hook going to miss onto Faker here, as Delight is just going to protect his Azir. This is a very large wave.
Call for Zeri.
Okay, well, Owner is up here towards his top side. Peanut gets on in there just to try and grab some little rocks, but not going to be able to get too much. And 13 to 17, so game advantage there. Quite large for Owner.
Yeah, so frustrating here for Doran as Delight looks for another opportunity here.
Yeah, another hook is going to go wide.
Doesn't flash for it or anything, but with the early game here for T1, once again, just playing around the fact that Owner is pushing towards red buff. He has the red buff advantage. Try to look for the 3 buff take there onto Peanut. Comes over and he's like, well, I'm going to slow you. You can't actually win this fight. And even though it's an Azir versus Corki, the prio was Faker's, and Doran is obviously, you know, getting pushed in on the top lane by this Twisted Fate that T1 know exactly how much pressure they can put on with Owner, and both of his early games here, game 1 to 2, has been really fantastic, giving T1 a lot of agency. And you can see already in the gold graph here a significant advantage from his pressure alone with these winning lanes. Just T1 things.
Yeah. Doran going to cancel his back here, as you can see. Manages to get the cannon, as does Zeus, who is thinking about a cheetah recall himself. Doesn't have teleport, of course. And only level 5, so no gating back to lane.
As a T1 fan, I'm really worried about team. If we went on Sunday, I don't see the team with all the DDoS things beating Hanwha or Gen G. It does seem very difficult for them at this point in time. They're also just not playing well. Like, Owner has not been very good. Guma has not been very good recently. Guma, I think, played pretty aggressively and disrespectfully in the last game. And, you know, the Hanwha just saving their sums and playing very well around their summoner advantages and timings. It's really their undoing last game.
Even picking up the Shiv is going to make things a lot more comfortable for him. He can make a larger impact on the map with that.
Yeah, I saw the start of Game 4 NIP versus FPX. Yeah, maybe we'll take a look at that one after this. That one's fun.
Once the call completes here, even if he doesn't have his Zeri moment in terms of kills.
Yep.
Do like this purchase quite a bit. As Doran went fleet footwork again here on this Jax.
Delight is
HLE playing very well, though. C-Train 46. Thank you for the Twitch Prime sub.
Pretty sure Delight knows what's going on. Peanut is going to dive out as the hook comes out.
I mean, the last time in the regular season when T1 lost to Hanwha, like, Owner was really bad in that series.
I'm pretty sure Delight knows what's going on. Peanut is going to dive out as
Ooh. Delight just mysteriously roaming this game.
Yep.
What I love about this, guys, is that we're seeing two different games from Delight, because last time they were playing Senna, so Delight had to stay in lane, and now Delight's just fucking everywhere on the map, guys. He literally is just predicting this grub take.
He's playing River Nautilus at this point. Owner going to start off the Bubs.
Wet Nautilus.
Knows what's going on. Peanut is going to dive out.
Oh my god, dude. I can't believe he gets around that. And here's the root, and here's the freeze from Sejuani, and you're dead. And you're dead. No, don't give it to Doran, though. Doran doesn't deserve it. So Viper is going to pay for this, though, on the bot side. But the thing about playing into the Senna Nautilus is that, or the Scion Senna, is that, as we talked about last game, even if you're farming well, you're still going to farm worse on a Scion or a Nautilus than the AD carry, so you can be left alone. And we have the Cole getting stacked up here on the bot side for Viper. So, you know, Viper's going to still be able to farm pretty effectively, and you don't really have kill pressure, especially since your jungler just died on the top side. Now Zeus is dead. Oh, he's going to TP out. Oh, the flash! Oh my god, they're going for this. Okay, they force TP. Okay, go. Leave. They force Scion TP. But now Guma, the problem is that Guma is left alone as Senna on the bot side of the map, and Senna is support and doesn't want to be farming. Owner's back, though.
Consider that it's just a Scion that's pushing in. There's not really a strong engage. There's no way. There's a way to push the
So, honestly, Hanwha played that extremely well, and they forced a very suboptimal situation, and they get grubs as a result of this. You know, and you can side lane the Azir and the Jax to get really big value out of 5 or 6 grubs later on. Like that, my friends. That's a macro blast for Hanwha. Ooh, beautiful.
Goes over to this crush here, and even though Delight's hook misses,
we do love a good macro blast here on the MonteCristo stream.
Good flash there from Owner. The timing fantastic. Will force out a follow-up flash there from Delight, but he does ultimately still go down. Really big play here from Hanwha Life to bring the gold back even.
Still no big advantages. Of course, Twist of Fate just making it really hard to find a gold lead. Still, first blood going to Peanut isn't end of the world for T1, and they still have all of those scaling options.
It's actually very sexy.
It's Senna, Corki, and Scion.
It's actually very sexy.
It is just kind of
Viper still going to be up in CS. Viper has been such a monster on this area as well in the last few weeks.
Mid lane, Peanut just stealing away the Gromp here towards the top side of the map. 50% health. And now Zeus is potentially in trouble. Finds a gold card onto Peanut, who will throw out the ulti and eventually flashes his way out. Still, Owner is able to lock down the kill. Now Doran, he's going to get
Whoops, we died.
well. The gold card is
Oh,
going to connect.
oh, he died.
Able to get the follow-up and
Well,
towards the top side of the map.
it looks cool until it wasn't cool, guys. The fade away Glacial Prison was very cool. It's unfortunate. I think if bone plating isn't up, they actually get that kill. But Zeus plays this well, doesn't get stunned. You know, Peanut's standing there tanking, tries to get the fade away, flashes, doesn't need a flash, but that's all right. Zeus still has Ghost, though. Zeus dies if he doesn't have bone plating. Rip. Ah.
They punish hard.
Doran's typing, got a plate worth in the chat right now. As that was not it, unfortunately, for Hanwha Life Esports.
T1's draft is win early or lose. No one can touch Zeri in late game. Yeah, they actually do. That's a good point. They have no... Well, they can TP Zeus into the back line. Maybe that will work. But Viper should be aware of that. Viper also just has cleanse, so gold carding him is going to be useless. But yeah, I generally agree. Viper's Zeri is going to be very, very difficult to kill in the late game. You know, you don't have a Nautilus to use ult on her. You don't have a Maokai to W her.
It's a little bit of a worry as Control Ward in the back of the pit here. T1 knows that this Drake has been started up, but it looks like Hanwha Life Esports will be able to lock this one down. So once again, first Drake going over their way. As Doran is here on this top side, doesn't have his teleport available. The Twisted Fate's still on top side of the map as well. As Owner going to safeguard his way in, and he's just going to steal it away.
Dude, Owner has actually been clutch stealing Drakes this series.
As Doran is here on this top side, doesn't have his teleport available. The Twisted Fate's still on top side of the map as well.
Look at what a psycho this guy is. He actually pink wards in because they pull it out so he can't Q it. And Peanut, the real problem is here, Peanut has 600 smite and Owner has 900, so he just can't. He just can't get it. Oh god, but Viper is just gonna kill everybody. Ooh. So we got the steal, but the price is extremely severe. Faker has to flash the Azir ultimate. Zeka doing his quintillion damage in the back line. Dude, Viper's area is incredibly good.
I'm going to certify it. I've got my stamp out right here and just slamming it down on the table. And this is exactly what I'm talking about with this composition for Hanwha Life. It is so easy for them to win long-term skirmishes into T1's composition because there's no real strong front line. Yeah,
and we're also dealing with a Corki who has tier and Hex Drinker at this point in the game. The Azir is going to be much more powerful. Whoops. You know, see the whoopsie? Peanut hits 6 off of Gromp, so that's why they're trying to get the Gromp before they make this play. He shouldn't have flashed, obviously. Zeus plays that very well.
So not even both kills going over to the Lee Sin. As Delight is making things happen here once again. But look at Viper's positioning in this fight. As yeah, you got the dragon.
So here's the thing. In spite of losing that engagement, you know, they got first Drake T1. They stole it. And they're going to have Corki package. Now, Corki packages spawned at 10 minutes. So they will have Corki package potentially for the next Drake fight. So there is like a Drake stacking win condition for T1 now, interestingly. It's a pretty late first Drake, but that win condition still exists.
The depth charge, absolutely fantastic here from Delight. Still try and get some sort of gank work.
Actually, they use the Corki package immediately, right? It's 10 minutes. He just goes back and TPs in. It's very nice. Counter-Strike. Huge CC from Delight and Owner there. And Peanut. They stall this really well. Faker's still going to go in. Zeus actually TPing to the other side of the turret. Still going to be difficult to actually finish this dive off with the Nautilus alive. Yep. Uh-oh. Kind of fail dive city this game. The minion wave dying and the time that they bought with all of that CC for the minion wave to die really saved Hanwha's ass.
Hex Flash over from Delight. Doesn't quite find the value. Shifting Sands gets Zekker out of dodge. As we're just
HLE paid for this week's groceries. They got 4x odds on them game 3. Nice. Guys, I told you Han was going to win, and T1 betting against T1 is always the best odds. I remember out here at Nerd Legion, you guys were going to be reviewing 3-Body Problem. Monty, brief thoughts? Actually, Doe and I recorded that a few hours ago before I started this stream. And it's a fun show, but I liked it, but it is silly. I don't know, it's like fun to hate. It's one of those shows where it has some good ideas, and I found it entertaining and I enjoyed watching it, but it's also like really stupid at times. It's a fun show to hate. It's a fun show to talk about.
Also teleport down now on the Corki.
Yeah, it's fine. It's worth watching. There's one scene in there. I'm not going to spoil it, but there is a scene with the one with the tanker you guys know about that is absolutely worth watching the show for, because it is so well done and you will remember it for the rest of your life. So it's very memorable. Let me put it this way. Weiss and Benioff, you know how you remember the Red Wedding from Game of Thrones? It's like that. It'll stick with you.
It's still early. Look at this hook from Delight. Keeps Zeus into the turret for one extra shot, and that is the end of that. Even with those low health bars there, Faker is not going to stick around.
Oh. I was thinking maybe there would be some action as Delight and Sejuani up here. I don't know why I decided to say Delight and Sejuani instead of Delight and Peanut, but I did. It was just what I decided to go with. As we do have some bubs going down. And should be able to stick around for a few of them. Void Mites might be available here for T1 in a few moments, but I don't think they're going to try and go for the final one. So Hanwha Esports should be able to get that if they would like it. Peanut is back in base though, so they'll just leave that one.
What show? 3-Body Problem on Netflix.
3 going over to T1.
Have I read/watched The Expanse? The Expanse is one of my favorite TV shows ever. I fucking love The Expanse. All right, forces the ult down there. The Red Wedding was unexpected. I mean, this is pretty unexpected in my opinion. It really is a very good scene. And 3-Body Problem.
Use the package top side there. We'll see what he can purchase on his way back. Didn't end up buying the Hex Drinker this time around, so slowing his build down significantly this time around in this second game. Just finishes Muramana. Frozen Heart is done for Keria as well, as this fight is really huge for...
We're going to do Ninja Kamui next week, because I've heard it's good.
I don't know if they even want to opt in. I mean, there's just so many great ways to...
I have not read the Expanse books, no.
Right now on Hanwha Life side, and I think opting into this and losing another fight into this area is just opting into losing this second game.
Yeah, Owner is on vision, remember?
Oh my, the sexy play by Zekker.
Zekker is just going to deliver him to the rest of Hanwha Life, and Viper is now on a killing spree.
Is just opting into losing.
This is great.
There's so many great ways to shut down this early.
I mean, they go for a coordinated invade here. And they already, Delight already has the ward down. When does he place that?
I mean, there's just so many great ways to shut
Actually, when was that ward placed?
I just don't know if they even want to opt in. I mean,
it was already there. Who put it there? Oh, Delight did the deep warding mission already. So those are Delight's wards. And they don't know that it's there. They just see him. He's casually clearing out that ward, not tipping his hands. Starts it, clears it out, makes it look like he's doing red buff. Look how smart Delight is, by the way. He's clearing out this ward. You know, fakes it a little bit towards the red buff. And then he's like, Owner walks up, and Owner's like, Owner is just surprised motherfucker, gets into the back of the pit. I think he was trying to see if he could like throw a Q over the side there. Doesn't even have a chance to react, really. Coming over the wall like that.
They can get the Herald in exchange as they do start moving towards this top side.
Delight's mind games right there, super fun.
As well as Doran does have flash, he has his ultimate available to see if they can get him.
He placed the pink ward into the red bush. Yes.
Yeah, and Doran's spidey senses were tingling. I just don't.
Jax for the Zeri.
Yeah, Owner is on.
Oh, you're right. He tossed the pink ward over the wall to see what they were doing. You're right.
Zekker is just going to deliver him
Good eye.
to the rest of Hanwha Life, and Viper is now on a killing spree. It's a disaster for T1. T1.
Yeah, that's a third kill for the Zeri, and that means no dragon contest here whatsoever. They can get the Herald in exchange as they do start moving towards this top side. Maybe they want to get something like a Jax as well, as Doran does have Flash. He has his ultimate available to see if they can get him.
I don't think the show is going to get axed. 3-body problem.
Yeah, and Doran Spidey.
I don't think it's going to get axed by Netflix.
I don't know whether it's going to be enough.
Zeka's TP is coming up in just a second as well. I don't know if they can really stick around and try to force this.
Yeah, and in fact, Viper was moving up as well. The ganking Zeri, the most unexpected.
I'm only on book 8 of The Expanse. These comments are dangerous for me. I don't think they are because the TV show ends before book 8, I'm pretty sure.
Unfettered Zeri ever.
Yeah.
Viper, he's just come into team fights, taken kills. Orcs, pay attention, please. But Viper has just kind of had a free laning phase and even found some skirmish kills and taken advantage of those too.
And it's a Azir or it's a Zeri that you're laning into as the Scion, as they are going to try to come over here and contest this Herald now. Hanwha Life, they win this one. It's pretty much lights out. And T1 just walk away. And that is the concern of this accelerated Zeri. And I mentioned this in draft. I feel like the Scion can't really do what a Nautilus can do. Scion is kind of an ult button and a very large Q that if you stand in, you know, he makes an impact in the fight. If you don't, he doesn't do what a Nautilus does. A Nautilus has a massive ultimate that's going to hit multiple people. It's targeted. He can Q multiple times in a fight. The Scion is now just sitting under turret against a Shiv Zeri or a Nashor's Tooth Azir and just getting beaten on. And Keria has made very little impact. Meanwhile, Delight, 100% kill.
I have to make a tweet real quick, guys. I'm stopping this to make a tweet. Okay, you guys ready? I'm going to trigger T1 fans. If T1 fans tell everyone that this loss was that their game versus HLE was fraudulent due to DDoSing, then those same fans must admit that their win versus RNG at Worlds in 2022 was fraudulent due to RNG being sick with COVID. Sorry, guys. I had to take a break to trigger T1 fans on Twitter.
On this Nautilus, he's everywhere all the time, and Hanwha's early game.
It's true, though. Remember the match that T1 played against RNG where Gala looked like he was dying?
Personally, or something like that. He really wants to tell everyone that he is, in fact, still an absolute god on engaged supports, and he is demonstrating that here today.
Dom said the same thing. Oh, did he? Yeah, that's pretty fun. I mean, I think it's a good take, actually.
Yeah, that was just a really good call with the ward that they had there on the Krugs.
Making this tweet while in Korea is brave. No, it's not.
Maybe rotate over and collapse on a slower.
I go to a Muay Thai gym in Korea, and I'm by far the best person there. I'm not scared. There's no gun culture here. Who's going to shoot me? They actually have to fight me with their fists.
So now Shelly going to keep that health bar as Doran does have his counter-strike, and it's going to be difficult here for Owner to find too much. Does just kick him away as Faker trying to convince
Knives.
him that he is not welcome in the jungle.
No, they're just keyboard warriors, guys. They're not going to do anything.
Viper tanks a casual turret shot. Right now looking to come on over. There are a lot of people towards the top side of the map, as you can see.
Zeka has teleport, so if they want to continue to push this, they are going to have to be very
Dude, I hope they send some trucks so I can take some selfies with them. That should be funny. The thing that they don't understand is I'm just immune to anything that they could do to me because I just find it amusing to trigger them. And I'm not afraid of them. All right, Guma with the overpush here.
There's that TP.
Yeah, and now the flash forward from Delight. He'll find the depth charge onto Guma.
Man, Delight, flash forward, depth charge. Oops. He's actually just looking for Zeus there. Do you guys like how Zeus just pieces out? Peace! I'm out. Good luck, Guma.
A lot of trouble. Zeka gonna fly on over. Does find the horizon. Then the Sand Soldiers will finish the job. Doran actually getting the kill, kind of big here as well. As that Jax in the side lane is very, very scary, and Viper just back to killing the minions.
Viper's been playing this so well. He knows he can rotate between top and mid so easily. Every single time there's a potential skirmish.
He drops the ward in the net of invisibility for vision for his Nadar. Ooh, interesting.
There's that TP.
That's actually sick tech. That is very good point. Good erudite elucidation. ZXWB. You're absolutely right. So in the Senna cloak here, he drops a pink ward so that he can actually target the Senna.
Now the flash forward from Delight. He'll find the depth charge onto Gumayusi, and this Senna is in.
He also knows that Doran's here and is going to be able to clean up this kill, so he actually goes for the play of trying to hook the TF, thinking that he might be in the brush.
And then the Sand Soldiers will finish the job. Doran actually getting the kill, kind of big here as well. That Jackson
good eye. Very nice job. This is why it's fun to watch on stream sometimes. You guys are good at contributing excellent points.
So easily. Every single time there's a potential skirmish there, he's like, I'm so ahead of the curve. I'm so fed. I have Runins, you know, at 16 and a half minutes. I will go up there and make an impact.
Have I seen the Raid movies, Monty? I've seen the first one, the Raid.
T1 trying to get a cross map there, knowing there's no one who could stop.
The Raid is a sick movie.
They're like, well, we have to get something here, but the turret is even so healthy that you really have to question what's the angle here for pushing Guma. Like
that's so sexy, actually.
Zeka had teleport. They should have been able to track that, and T1 falling apart a little bit here on the map. And yeah, the game state is definitely not good for them, but it feels like it's getting worse all the time.
Zayas just piecing out is my favorite part of that, though.
Still been completely invisible this game.
Yeah, the Scion and the Senna not really reaching the point where they're able to be that relevant. And with the acceleration from Viper, it is just so incredibly scary. That on top of the fact that it's Viper, right? Like, we just know that this guy is always just going to be good in a team fight. Could we be
these blue side drafts feel so bad? I mean, I think Hanwha was very prepared. Like, I love that Ornn ban. You know, when they take Nautilus, ban TK, and then ban Ornn when they see the Senna. You know, it's a pretty big punish against what they want to do. And, you know, without the Ornn, they don't really have the engage or the ability to disrupt the back line in the same way. So, like, who the fuck's going to kill Zeka on the Azir or Zeri? As I say this literally as Zeka's dying, by the way. Uh-oh. Doran's like, I'm out. It's too bad Baron isn't up, because that probably would be Baron.
Very strange exchange, as he will be able to get Doran's teleport in his flash as well, but...
Okay, Hook is going to connect here as there's the ulti out from Viper. Faker now in a whole lot of trouble as the piercing darkness comes in, but the flash forward from Viper says no. And now the Mega Cone from Gumayusi, still Viper able to get these burst fires over, just dashes over the wall. There's the extendo beam, a good sidestep from Gumayusi.
Viper flash for that, though.
It's going to put some fear in him.
Yeah, it certainly will. I mean, now he's flashless, so the sidestep was good, but...
The wall. A lot of
exchange, as he will be able to get Doran's teleport in his flash as well, but...
Okay, Hook is going to connect here as there's the ulti out from Viper. Faker now in a whole lot of trouble as the piercing darkness comes in, but the flash forward from Viper...
It's Faker dying on Corki in that exact same spot 2 games in a row, actually. It is funny to watch Keria, though. So Keria going to respond to this with the TP of his own. Doran just flashes over. Keria fail flashes and then ults into a wall. Keria's like, nobody saw that, right? Nobody saw that.
Flashing there. Very strange exchange, as he will be able to get Doran's teleport in his flash as well, but...
Okay, Hook is going to connect here as there's the ulti out from Viper. Faker now in a whole lot of trouble as the piercing darkness comes in, but the flash forward from Viper says no. And now the Mega Cone from Gumayusi, still Viper able to get these burst fires over, just dashes over the wall.
The Scryer's Orb ward tank as Zeriato looked like it, yeah.
Still, that's going to put some fear in him.
Yeah, it certainly will. I mean, now he's flashless, so the sidestep was good, but... If you're just watching how these skirmishes play out, every time T1 looks like maybe they got an edge, maybe they got an advantage. You look at the Summoners, you look across the Rift, and you're like, well, not really. Viper's still the king of Summoners Rift here in this second game. And Zayas, he ends up getting a big shutdown.
I love how every single coaster I watch, the comments are just filled with T1 haters now. Yeah, well, a lot of people are living this up because T1 fans have been so fucking annoying.
Now that they push the Senna away, he should be able to get this turret as well. We'll put Hanwha 2 turrets up on T1. A Fed Zeri and Azir getting closer to that Leandri's breakpoint here.
They're trying to create a pick here. I mean, they do this well, right? But you just have to let Zeka die. Like, you don't TP into this. They have more TPs than you, and he's going to die super quickly, so you just actually waste TP and flash here. Pretty bad play by Hanwha.
And that's why why he ulted like that. And,
Faker literally just walks up to Nautilus, flashes away, and then gets ulted by Zeri and chased down. He flashes forward, Viper flashes forward for it.
Every single fight that T1, or rather the Hanwha Life, is opting into. Good sidestep you mentioned from Guma, otherwise this is even worse.
Yeah, and I was...
The global Nautilus, he's just involved in every single fight that T1, or rather the Hanwha Life is opting into.
No. Actually, it didn't. The ward didn't tank anything there. The ward didn't tank anything. That was the Scryer's orb reducing the Scryer's bloom was hit, and it reduced the HP right there. Those wards are from HLE, so no.
Yeah, and I was doubting the Nautilus Zeri, but the way they
Thanatos to C9. I don't know enough about Thanatos, but can't be worse than Fudge, right?
Just beautiful, you know, like just opt in to River Nautilus, you know, get him around the map, get him involved. And you mentioned already, I mean, he's still sitting at 100% kill participation. This guy is, like you say, he's just everywhere.
And the skirmish that T1 opted into on that dragon, like you got the dragon steal, be happy with that. I mean, that when we rewind this game, that is what
That Viper guy is kind of crazy, but it's a shame he isn't as good as Pays. Yeah, I know. It's really tragic. Although Pays did get unfairly shit on, I think, for his series that he played against D+. I didn't think he was as bad as other people said he was.
With this Jax, that's also starting to really be a big threat as well. He just runs forward with the follow-up stun for anyone that Delight hooks, and then Viper just wipes them off the map. It's a Chemtech Soul, so T1 leading the Dragons here doesn't even feel that significant either.
No, it's not exactly the greatest. And we almost have Infinity.
But Monty, they won Worlds. How could they not be better than BLG and Genji? Are you my comments to my last power rankings video? Can't wait for T1 to lose 4 out of 5 of the domestic titles, and people still tell me that they're the best team of all time. As in, this roster is the best team and that they were better than JDG.
And so there they go. Hanwha have already backed away from this one. There's the kick forward. Good Arctic Assault there, but Doran's still going down so incredibly
Nice kick.
low. Delight also having to flash away.
Zeka? I don't know about that one.
Entirely from Zeka, and T1 will punish
Owner flashed that. Zeka's like, I see the angle. Calculating. Azir shuffle. He also just misses Guma. Guma uses heal to get the speed buff to dodge it.
There's a Flash Emperor's Divide, but it's whipped entirely from Zeka, and T1 will punish immediately. Now Viper still trying to get damage down, able to buffer that gold card nicely, but now with a man advantage, T1, they might just move over to the Baron themselves.
Oh man, Zeka's going to be feeling that one tomorrow. He better stay off the internet for a little while, as that was such a cool idea. For the
Hey guys, if only, you know what'd be crazy? You know what'd be crazy? What if Doran had TP right now so he could heal and then TP to stop their Baron? Oh, did he use TP and Flash in the top side to do absolutely nothing? Oh, he did? That's a shame.
tomorrow, he better stay off the internet for a little while, as that was such a cool idea. But the rest of his team was clearly backing out. He goes for it anyways. Now, Hanwha Life.
Guma had spell immunity. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Still going down so incredibly low.
But he did actually heal to try and dodge this. Yeah, his bubbles popped. Or was it? It's a little hard to tell. I think it was. Yeah, he has Edge of Night. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it was. It popped. Yeah, I saw it pop right there. The effect. But you know, Zeka has eyes and probably should have known that he had Edge of Night. That's the plant shield. Yeah, it must have been the plant shield that's still on him. The honey fruit shield.
They're not just going to go quietly to that good night. They've got to fed Zeri.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to contest.
These extendo beams are scary. There's the hook in, but he's not as tanky as he was last game. And Delight will just immediately get punished.
Enut has flash.
Yeah, they want
Zeka was trolling there.
Doran's at full health now as Viper has pressed that ultimate button. This is kind of a Zeri fight, and he's going to take out Zeus first. Into the pit they go, but the Baron is still going to go over to T1. So still their advantage.
Man, I wish Hanwha had Scout. Scout would never control a playoff game by jumping in by himself. You know what I mean? He would never do that.
He didn't even commit to flash in. They didn't have enough control to actually look for the contest there. And yes,
For those of you who don't know, he actually he did that to lose in Game 5 in LNG's LPL playoff series. That's the joke, guys. I'm explaining the joke.
As owners up here in the front line, Senna ultimate is pretty high value. The kick actually buys enough time for them to retreat away. And then it's a really good flash there from Owner, and Zeka just completely whiffs and just throws himself into the bin. And then as T1 start to do the Baron, like the angle here is not great. If Peanut was actually in the pit or had flashed in earlier, maybe he ends up getting the steal and gives his life for it, but it's like he's deciding whether he wants to actually commit to living.
Is it easier to int on a zero or Trist?
Nor will he live. As Viper does end up taking out Zeus, so that's one consolation prize they do end up getting here, but the teleport commitment as well from Zeka, who doesn't have ult, is just a little bit sus.
Yeah, was definitely very well handled by Ona, just over the wall, back and forth, making sure that Peanut wasn't able to get anything done. The best way to guarantee that you can take...
How's my tweet going over, guys? I haven't checked it.
And now you can see Goldgraph moving back towards Hanwha Esports.
IE done for Viper with that 5th kill. It's the Viper story, you know, with this roster always.
Yeah.
It's going to be me to carry again, isn't it?
And we'll see whether he actually can do so, of course. As you mentioned, I mean, the gold...
Nudes in bio. Twitter's so funny, man. That shit is actually hilarious.
This time around, 44 seconds on this Chemtech Drake. As Hanwha Esports just trying.
Do you think T1 will make any changes? They finished 4th? No. It's fucking Korea, dude. So here's the interesting question, guys. Here's a question I pose to you. So if D+ is performing better with Lucid, and Lucid has been performing well in playoffs, does Tarzan replace Owner on T1? Because Tarzan was like being looked at by NIP and D+, both of which have been overperforming relative to expectations in playoffs. So does Tarzan go to T1?
He has to be really careful about how he wants to use his packages here.
Is that it?
He may just simply opt into the fights they know they have guaranteed prio on to avoid getting package whatsoever. Whoa.
Zeka is running it down. Yes, true.
Packages here, and he may just simply opt into the fights they know.
Zeka is not respecting.
To avoid getting package whatsoever.
Whoa, there's another flash forward here.
Zeka is not respecting the TF ult range. And that's a good play by T1 because that's the only way they can win this game is by TPing behind in order to get Zeka or Zeri. The Azir or the Zeri.
From earlier on, kind of got into his head perhaps, but it was a good pick off from T1 nonetheless.
Thorin's going to teleport top here to try to trade turrets as T1 used the last 20 seconds of this Baron. To push mid, Faker is going to come over and try to deal with him in this side, but it is a Jax inside. He's looking for Faker, actually. I don't know about this.
Yeah, serious question, guys. Who helped T1 win Worlds more last year? Tarzan or Owner? I would argue Tarzan.
Faker is going to have to flash, but there's a flash through from Doran. Dawning Shadow does come down, but there is another leap strike. Doran gets himself out, and okay, Doran. I mean, he's starting to become scary.
Yeah, that was a very scary moment there for Faker, but he also could have just perhaps looked to focus down the turret instead, but it's a trade of flashes you'll take as the Jax that has a little bit of inherent mobility versus this.
I would say that last Worlds, Owner was the 3rd most helpful Korean jungler in T1's wins. It went Kanavi, Tarzan, and then Owner.
It has been a waste necessarily, but he's not getting the value he wanted as T1 just calmly takes sole point. Doran's going to get out of here is maybe a backstop.
Yeah, Peanut is just being as frustrating as possible and succeeding.
These games just don't breathe, do they?
You guys aren't ready for my hot takes.
I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't prepared for this level of intensity. It's neck and neck again. I swear, 26 minutes in game 1, it was the same thing.
Yeah, it was like 9-9. I remember you.
Owner played really well in Worlds, dude. It's just a fucking joke.
Obviously, there are really strong win
Calm down.
Here for both teams this time around. You know, you have the Corki coming.
I'm just making stupid jokes.
Up, even though it wasn't a very high impact game for the Scion early, he still farms, right? He still uses gold very efficiently and will get over it, losers. Mentioned, Lucaria will be a lot more relevant later on. And Zeka, you know, he ended up hitting his 2-item spike, but has since kind of, you know.
My name's not Christian.
Interesting choices that have led to his demise. Yeah, and it's all about, it's like Viper versus Faker and Guma in this one.
Yeah, and I was actually a little bit puzzled earlier on today because we saw the break screen, and normally it's like the lane matchups that's there. You know, you've got Viper versus Death or something like that. This time around, it was actually...
Hey, Monty, why are naked women replying to my tweets?
And now
Well, because I look like this, guys. Nundon, thank you for your resubscription. I appreciate that.
That third item spike completed now. Took him a little bit longer because he went for the maul. Is a very good choice into Zeko, obviously, in this game. There's a lot of other EP sources. You saw the lifeline popped by Doran moments ago. But now he's really going to be a huge threat in these neutral fights here. The Baron being the next big objective to spawn that both teams are really going to be focused on in T1. So already setting up deep vision for this.
You can see Zeka, yeah, just on that bottom side of the map does have teleport at the ready. Doran doesn't have his. That's why Zeka is spending time in the bottom lane. A little bit of a gank attempt there from T1. 44 seconds prior to this Baron.
Ooh,
Peanut. She could be in trouble. The smite to break the shield does manage to find the ulti.
Ooh.
There from T1.
Peanut knows that he has Edge of Night, so he just smiterinos him. Gets the stun before he's rooted. That's it. Very nice play by Peanut. They see him. They see Guma just... They see Guma on the ward. And then they just blue trinket him immediately. They just blew Zeka. They just blew Zeka so hard.
How do you like that blast cone, Valdez?
With their trinket.
I have seen pigs fly. I've seen pigs fly right now on my screen, right there.
No disengage cone this time.
A T1 fan said maybe Peanut will fly. Maybe when pigs fly, I'll see that Peanut.
Do you have a lot of general level questions here? Sure.
Did fly and Guma did die. 6 kills.
Blue trinket Zeka so hard, guys. Blue trinket.
Now they have a
they blew him.
Baron take, or rather start. Not a take that, not just yet. Zeka has his ultimate available. Faker does have TP.
Yeah, package also going to be picked up here, so he can teleport to the wave on the top side of the map. Hanwha Esports going to back.
Who's my favorite team in LCK this split? Well, it was Kwangdong until they lost to Breon, and it's still Genji because I love Keen.
So tanky though. Not going to be necessarily a target that you can burst down. Still, they get the Destiny out from Zeus, who is now just going to turn his attention back towards his Baron one more time as well. He's found his way in.
I'm liking Hanwha more and more though.
Good zoning smash there from Carrier, but they're losing control quickly as Viper is level 16.
Yeah, package is going to be delivered just to Peanut here as it was probably wearing off, and now Delight.
Yeah, package was probably going away. Viper though, he's just flashing on Faker every time. What a god.
Kick him away, but it's not going to be anything that's actually able to help out here. Is now Carrier taking damage. Oh, no,
Viper just playing the periphery of the fight. Super nice. Wow, Sejuani still at ult. What do you know? Keen or Viper? Keen. Keen's my favorite player. Can we appreciate how well Zeus dodges Zeri Qs right here? That's very impressive. That's very impressive play by Zeus, even though he dies. Serpentine. That's what he does. He has to run Serpentine to dodge the Zeri Qs.
Yeah, some mortal combat here on the top side of the map. Doran is going to break that vow, and Carrier's running the wrong direction. He is likely going to die here.
His ult is coming up.
Will almost be the ace, but it's not actually going to be the way. As now we're going to.
Monty no longer a KT fan. Not this KT roster. I fucking hate Pioshik.
On a ward. This is how it all starts off. Peanut comes over here, flies across.
When they get rid of Pioshik, I'll like KT again. Look, they let Keen, my favorite player, go, and then I got Pioshik instead, and Cuz is better than Pioshik too, so I'm not down with KT right now. Tarzan on KT, I will take it.
Is trying to kite back into the front line, but Owner is isolated, and Guma is eventually going to get caught by Zeka as he does come in for this follow-up. And look at this, we'll watch it forward. If they're on the Baron, Guma's like, well, I have to do damage. And even with the long range he has, he's in range of an Emperor's Divide.
Depending on last year's KT, I loved last year's KT. I was big pogging for last year's KT. I thought they were great.
Massive
What's with the Pyosik hate? I've watched him for years, and I'm sick of him having the occasional god game, but then just turning into shit. He's just not consistent, and he's not good. And you guys only ever remember his good games, and not when he's like literally benched for Juhan as they qualify for Worlds because he was so terrible. He's a derp, guys. He's a derp.
So that Hanwha cannot get more than just this bottom inhibitor. But the damage has already been done.
No, Hachani's worse than Pyosik. Hachani never had highs.
And it looks like they're moving to match point. That is absolutely insane.
Yeah, and I mean T1, the drafts haven't been bad by any means, but game one they had a problem with the Senna. They gave it over with Nautilus, which we've seen has such an incredible long win streak. I think it's 11 now. And then you move into the second game, and you get the Nautilus, but you get the Scion with it, a muted lane there, and it's Peanut who makes big plays early. It's Delight roaming all over the map, and Hanwha Life just seem to be the stronger team so far here.
Yeah, they just seem to have a lot of the answers as well in the draft. You saw that they did not hesitate. As soon as that center was locked in, they're like, all right, we've got Nautilus, we've got Sejuani. We're going to play around that one. Then Viper Zeri comes in, and we're like, oh, question marks. Nautilus Zeri, is that going to work? But the gameplay around it was absolutely fantastic. You can see here by the damage dealt that playing around Viper is their bread and butter. They're going to look for the engage on Carrier. He's very tanky, but his turret is now missing. He's now going to look for a desperation engage, and it should not work out here as he's going to be going down into zombie form. Surely he is. Never mind, he's not. He's
nice hook.
Tanky. The hook, the kick.
Not beautiful hook onto owner.
But the disengage has to come through, and Hanwha Life Esports, yeah, I mean, they managed to avoid dying to them, but look, they didn't do any damage.
Yeah, it's funny to watch the look on Peanut's face as well, as everything is used by Guma and
Surely he is. Never mind, he's not. He's just incredibly tanky. The hook, the kick, it's going to work out here, but the disengage has to come through, and Hanwha Life Esports, yeah, I mean, they managed to avoid dying to them, but look, they didn't do any damage.
Yeah, it's funny to watch the look on Peanut's face.
Zeus overrated. Zeus is really good, guys.
By Guma and owner to keep.
We can't blame this one on Zeus, I don't think.
But it's just a Scion. You know, it's not like it's a pick that's going to be the one that turns the fight around because it lived and it's going to go back to Fountain and teleport on a flank. I mean, he did have TP, but he already used his ult to get away. It's not like
Delight over Lehens? Hell yeah. In terms of individual player skill, I mean, Lehens is much more of a shot caller, though, so. But in terms of individual plays, I think Delight is better at this point.
Best as they can to continue the siege.
Yeah, once again, Carrier able to get vision down this time, but Peanut's there to immediately eradicate the rift of it.
It's really hard here for, you know, T1 to come back in this game, but it's also hard for Hanwha to win it before the next Baron. You know, I think the next Baron is going to be where they try to close this one out.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of range.
They don't have a lot of range,
right.
And they don't have, you know, an insane pushing composition either, even with this Azir and Sundis turrets, you know, in terms of just engaging and finding picks and then turning the game on its head, or rather finishing the game right in that moment. It's very difficult to do unless T1...
Keena Cassante Merchant. No, he's not. Keena's so good on so many different champions. He's got a champion ocean, guys. He just happens to be the best Cassante player in the world at the same time. Don't hate him because he's the best Cassante player in the world.
6 items now for Viper. He has Flame Horizon everyone on the map. It is absolutely ridiculous.
It's not his fault Riot made that champion. He's just the best at it.
Validation for Valdez. And that is going to deny any sort of pick here for Hanwha Life Esports. Definitely great news for T1, though. If they had lost their jungler there, could have been dangerous. Although, I think he probably would have been back up and available for these objectives to come up. It is still very intense, but it does still feel like Hanwha Life Esports have broken through that first layer. And are now just
have I ever been DDoSed? Yes. In fact, so you guys know, before Discord existed, we used to use Skype as the main form of communication in esports, like not the video calls, but just the messenger service. And Skype would, if people knew your Skype ID, they could get your IP address. And so I have been DDoSed when I lived in Korea because people didn't want me to do Summoning Insight. So when we would do Summoning Insight live, I used to get DDoSed. And so eventually we just had to pre-record Summoning Insight.
It's kind of ridiculous. He is highest level in the game.
It wasn't that annoying, though.
He's going to find Zeus. In goes Doran as well, and they will be able to lock him down. Gumayushi before Doran did. Yeah. It's,
All right, so they're trying to make a play here onto Delight, which is like not the guy you want to make a play on. He's got Locket, and he's pretty tanky, 3,000 HP. And he's also going in alone. So Zayas is on the desperation train. Delight literally is just stun locking Gumayushi. And Guma walks into the Azir turret, takes a bazillion damage from Azir turret, gets CC'd during the Azir turret. Faker takes the Azir turret aggro, and Doran just kills Zayas. Oh my god. It's a bloodbath. It's a massacre.
He does manage to take down the Jack. The extended beam avoided as well. But he's still moving the wrong direction. I don't think it's going
that
to
was appalling.
Save them. It's only 3 kills. And Faker might
Ugly.
keep himself alive,
Ugly, guys. Ugly. They got onated.
From Faker, but still, Hanwha Esports now, they've got Nexus turrets in their eyes, and they've got a match point that they're looking to secure.
Damn. I think they were looking for the play, but it is hilarious to watch Gumayushi here.
Hit 18 before Doran did. Yeah.
It is very funny.
Ridiculous. He is highest level in the game is Delight is going to find Zayas. In goes Doran as well, and they will be able to lock him down. Gumayushi, he just pops like a balloon, but still, Delight taking a lot of damage. The package delivered. Ona looks for the opportunity. Emperor's Divide avoided, but he can't avoid the prison. And now Faker
This bit will never get old. I agree, man. It's just so good every time, isn't it?
But he's still moving the wrong direction. I don't think it's
Drunk Atlas, best Atlas. As somebody who drinks with Atlas, I agree. He's pretty fun when he's drunk.
Might be able to keep himself alive, but Peanut is going to come on over.
Azir turret MVP. Azir turret. All hail the Sun Disc. Glory to the Sun Disc. Kleos to the Sun Disc.
Could just go back and take Baron here. Very funny series of events. You know, the fact that they try to flash
Kleos to the Sun Disc.
TP, the fact that he gets out means that T1 actually have these respawns coming through here, and there's no end.
Praise the sun.
Esports, nor do they get the Baron. And this is a really nice attempt here, I think, for T1. All things considered,
I like how Carrier just look at. I didn't even see this before. Look at this, guys. Carrier's like, I'm a coming. I'm a coming. Meanwhile, Viper just casually sidesteps him and takes a third of his HP bar, quarter of his HP bar.
Turn this around with package, but this desperation is just simply not going to work. Not enough damage here. Delight is just tanky enough here, even though it's support Nautilus. And Faker, yeah, he does get out with his life here. Sidestep is insane.
I don't know how that sidestep even worked.
It didn't look like he avoided it, but but I guess he did.
Yeah, not fair. That is just goat things. Sometimes you just
Yikes, dude. That was a yikes engage. It was desperate.
And so far
I think they knew they were not going to win this game, but it was badly executed desperation. It was badly, everybody missed all their shit, and we walk, Gumayushi just tanked at his ear turret for like 5 shots. Is Zeka even a top 5 mid laner in the LCK? Yeah, he is. He is. Guys, you misinterpret when we talk about Zeka. The problem with Zeka is that he's good. He's just not good enough. Like, you need him to be a little bit better for Hanwha to be like an elite team. And he's been playing a lot better recently, so credit to him. I just watched the ship trip scene out of curiosity, and now I'm going to sleep with nightmares. Dude, the scene's so good in 3-Body Problem. The ship scene.
You're a believer in the butterfly effect. You're a believer in dominoes falling over. It all started on that poor dragon take from T1, where Owner got the smite steal, but Zeri got 2 kills. And
you certified it, Wolf, and once that certification goes through,
he's certainly good enough. I don't think he is good enough to win another world title. Like, is he good enough to win again when he's not patch zerging? That's the question. Because the mid laners that he has to beat, like Chovy and Knight, to do that, you know, he needs to be just like 10% better, I think.
all just going to be removed. It is textbook play here from Hanwha Esports. And T1, their map has all of a sudden gotten extraordinarily small.
Zonia's for Zeka, Zonia's for Doran. There's no way to mess this up if you play it carefully, and Hanwha are.
Yeah, they're doing the very best. Keria has a gigantic health bar, but he just can't really do anything else to stop Hanwha Esports from...
So 3-body problem is good. It's fun. It's fun. I think it's worth watching. You can look forward to Doa and I's review of it as we watch this final push in.
Still bearing down on the base, and now Doran goes in. He finds the counter-strike onto Zeus.
Oh, Zeka, nice shove.
The explosion of damage is now they're in range of Viper, and that means that it's
Nice job by Doran. Has the arm guard, of course. Of course.
with match point. Now
Has the Jack Zonias. Very nice, very nice.